Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. We are so glad to have you with us once again. It is now time for our English Flash News edition, and as usual, I'm Daniel Cook, your host, Monday through Friday at 6 p.m., Monday through Saturday at 6 p.m. In today's news, a drug laboratory was discovered in the city of Elbasan. The police have arrested 11 people and have seized 100 kilograms of cocaine. Among those arrested were 2 Colombian citizens, as well as the nephew of Anver Hoxha, Ermal Hoxha. The following is the official police statement. From the preliminary investigations, it appears to be a very structured group. They are involved in international criminal activity, trafficking drugs from Latin America to the Balkans, with Western Europe as the final destination. The criminal group was importing narcotics to be processed into pure cocaine, to be sold in both domestic and international markets. In order to process the drug and to prepare it for the market, the criminal organization hired the 2 Colombians. The operation was in cooperation with the German police, and it initially began about 6 months ago. The prosecution and the police have kept the group under surveillance since that time. After arrest warrants were finally issued on Wednesday afternoon, the police took action. Interior Minister Samir Tahiri went today to see the cocaine laboratory. It is considered to be one of the biggest laboratories in the Balkans. Minister Tahiri said that this is the largest amount of cocaine that has been seized in the history of the region. He said this is evidence that the government is strong in their fight against drug trafficking. The Democratic Party has released their own response to this operation. The General Secretary of the Democratic Party, Arben Ristani, has accused the government of not doing its duty, allowing such criminal activity to exist. According to Ristani, the criminal group has been allowed to construct a cocaine laboratory in the middle of Albania. He added that shocking facts are being discovered that connect the government with this organization. He said, "The opposition is not upset, but deeply concerned, and as shocked as the rest of the country. With Edi Rama in power, this country is being transformed into the Colombia of Europe, as the European media has already announced. We are concerned about how this criminal group managed to be established in Albania and how they peacefully conducted their activity until the German police discovered them. This is a shocking fact that shows the failure of this government in the fight against drugs," said Ristani. The Hoxha family has also responded to the arrest of their son. They said that this is an example of the persecution that their family faces as descendants of the communist dictator Anver Hoxha. The local government leaders have been given the right once again to give out construction permits within their own municipalities. The Constitutional Court has decided to revoke the decision of the National Council of Territory, which restricted the construction permits throughout the country. The court ruled that this decision was unconstitutional. The panel has decided to partially accept the request of the Albanian Municipalities Association, removing a provision that took the right to issue building permits away from the local leaders. In the middle of August last year, Prime Minister Rama, acting as the chairman of the National Council of Territory, decided to suspend the building permits until after the local elections of 2015. At that time, Mr. Rama argued that the decision was necessary to correct the major abuses of the local leaders. It seems as though the Democratic Party is changing their stance somewhat after the agreement that was reached between the parties back in December. They have begun to consider the important reforms for the country, including the judicial reform. While no final decision on the reform has been made yet, the head of the Democratic Parliamentary Group, Edi Poloka, has said that they have asked the majority for discussion so that they can come to agreement on it. Based on the December agreement, the Democratic Party has submitted a request to establish a commission for the decriminalizing of the parliament. They also request a commission to ensure that the Constitutional Court decisions are being followed. The Democrats have demanded that they be part of the 2 inquiry commissions. These 2 commissions were established at their request, but only the majority has been involved with them, because of the opposition boycott. As many of us know, Albania is a country that suffers from very high levels of unemployment. The situation is the worst for women, youth, and people with disabilities. The EU ambassador to our country, Romana Vlahutin, has requested that the government take steps to reduce the number of unemployed people. She gave this speech at a conference on employment. Many countries suffer from high levels of unemployment, and Albania is one of these countries. The data shows that the unemployment rate is at 17%, and the most problematic demographics are the youth and people with disabilities. This problem is directly related to training and to the jobs that are available. We have provided about 90 million euro to promote employment in this country, but further measures must be taken. Special attention should be given to the training of women and people with disabilities in order to contribute to a better future in the EU, said Vlahutin. The Vice Minister of Social Welfare says that reducing the number of unemployed people is a great challenge for the Albanian government. The Italian ambassador spoke today about what Albania still needs to do in order to be joined with the European Union. Mr. Gianni said that Albania's induction into the EU is just a matter of time, but more must be done in the legal aspect. He also noted that the role of Albania is important to Europe in the economic and cultural aspect. He said, Albania's priority is membership in the European Union, and we remain open to expanding the number of member states. Albania is very important for the European Union, both in economic and cultural terms. Albania's membership in the EU is a matter of time, but you must adjust to a series of legislative changes. Dealing with the economic crisis and reducing the level of unemployment continues to be a challenge for Europe. Another challenge is also security. The recent events show that the European countries must be more united and develop a new policy on this issue, said Gianni. The ambassador said that in the new situation in the European Union, the Adriatic-Ionian region is considered to be very strategic. He says that this region has the ability to create cooperation between all the countries of the Balkans. The Albanian Socialist Youth Forum is celebrating the 23rd anniversary of its foundation. In Albanian, this group is known by the abbreviation FRESH. Prime Minister Edi Rama and the Assembly Speaker, who is the former head of FRESH, were among the participants at the ceremony. They both appeared to be very light-hearted at the celebration and exchanged jokes together. The Assembly Speaker said, I want to welcome the Prime Minister and the President of the Socialist Party, Edi Rama. I am sure that 23 years ago, when we founded FRESH, he thought we were crazy. Prime Minister Rama responded to him, in fact, 23 years ago, I really did think that you were crazy, just like you thought that I was crazy. But we, the mad, joined together. And with our combined strength, we can now remove those who are truly mad. Rama continued, the June elections will be the first elections in which no teacher or other employee of the state administration will be forced to participate in political rallies. No students will be pressured either, he said. Ilir Meta, on his part, asked the youth not to chase after Europe. I would like to address the youth, he said. Their participation in political and social life is crucial in order for Albania to progress. Let's build Europe right here, every day. The government's promise for free health care caused some conflict last night on the show Tonight Il Vettore. The Minister of Health, Ilir Becaj, and the head of the health department of the Democratic Party, Tritan Shehu, argued last night on the show. According to Minister Becaj, free health care will begin on January 1st of 2017, and the funding will be 75% covered by general taxation and 25% by contributions. He said, universal coverage is not an invention of the Socialist Party or of myself. We said that we will offer free health care funded by general taxation. Triton Shehu said that the means of financing the health system is the same as it was in 2012. According to him, the government has not only lied about free health care, but the citizens are having to pay twice in the hospitals. He also said that the government promised to abolish direct contributions, but this cannot be done because it would collapse the healthcare system. The National Art Gallery is going to open its 2015 season with an exhibition called Music from an Unknown Origin. The exhibition is from one of the most famous German artists of the 20th century, Sigmar Polke. It will display a series of 40 works by the author, all made in 1996. The exhibition will be open until February 22nd, and there will be no admission fee. That is all the news for this evening. Thank you for watching. Please join us again tomorrow at the same time for more Albanian news translated into English. Thanks, and good night.